Okay, so I'm Michelle Weston, and I did my book on The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. Yes. And, so pretty much this is an amazing book. It's actually one of my favorites, and that's not saying a lot because I don't read that much. But it is a really good one. It was made in about 2003, and it's a romance novel. So it's, you know, kind of girly. But it's not for only girls, you know. I've had plenty of guys who have read this book, and actually this book was recommended to me by a guy, and he wasn't like a wussy guy either. He was like a cool guy, you know, so. Anyway, so pretty much this book is like a professor in the MFA program at the Columbia College. She wrote this book. This was her first book. She hasn't written any books before that. And the best part about this book is that it's a national bestseller, which is pretty amazing considering it's her first book ever written. It was shown in the Chicago Tribune, and they wrote a soaring celebration of the victory of love over time. Also, it was one of People's top 10 books, which is pretty amazing. And Scott Turow wrote that it's an enchanting novel, beautifully crafted as a dazzling, imaginative as it is dizzyingly romantic. So, I mean, that's pretty amazing to be able to have such an accomplishment for such a young artist or writer, and to be her first novel. Pretty much the book, though, it is about like a young girl who's 6 years old, and she meets a guy, and he's completely naked in her meadow, and and it shows pretty much how they fall in love over time, and how she always has loved him because she met him when she was 6 years old, and she was the only guy she ever knew, the only guy she ever loved. And then it shows their hard times and how she can get over how he disappears and then reappears, and then how he like just can die at any moment in time, which, you know, that makes her worry for his life a lot. This book was also made into a movie, as you know, probably, with Rachel McAdams and Eric Bana. And Claire is played by Rachel McAdams, and Henry is played by Eric Bana. And they did an amazing job, but I'm really disappointed because my favorite part in the book is actually the last scene, which they do not put in the movie, and I'm really disappointed because that's my favorite part, and it's the part when he actually comes back when she's 80 years old after he passed away. Sorry if I just ruined it. But after he passed away, and but he dies, and the significance of that whole scene is that it shows her love, because without him, without her knowing that he was going to come back, because he did tell her earlier on that he was going to come back when she was older, was that she waited for him like her entire life, and so she even waited until she was 80 years old before she dies, so that she could see him one more time. Even though she didn't know exactly when she was going to see him, she waited for that moment to be able to see him again. So I just thought that was amazing, you know, to like for the true love, and like you can really see how they grew with each other, how they loved each other through time, but it's mostly based on her time, which is still like, which makes sense because it's real time. But yeah, so I would recommend this to anybody who loves romance novels. I mean, it can be a guy, it can be a girl, and just check it out, and that's about it. Thank you.